Je me suis dit, moi, j'ai fait mon job. En haut, c'était bien. En milieu, j'étais en train de m'endormir. J'ai essayé de me réveiller, de continuer à et continuer à bosser. Et puis, à la fin, je me dis, ben, maintenant, c'est à elle de le faire. Et voilà, c'était assez.
Et voilà, Snapchat. I snapped you.
You're doing it in English now?
Well, I just made my run, and in the finish, I was already happy that it was green and not red. It meant I was on the podium, and I gave my best. So it was not up to me to win, it was up to Lindsay to be faster than me.
Another question? Yeah, so.
You've closed the gap. You've closed the gap to 102 points behind Lindsay.
Whoa!
It's still quite a way to go. How optimistic are you that you can win the overall?
Well, I think I just have to take it day by day. I saw it 2 years ago. Everything can go so fast. Coming back from Les Cloys, I had double more points than the second in the overall, and in the end, it wasn't me winning. So the season is so long, and everything is possible. I mean, we saw that with Michaela. She won Aspen. It was incredible, impressive, and now she's out. So I think the best thing is just to enjoy every day and to try to be fast and not starting already thinking about the overall and everything now, because it's not now that I can win it. It's like what I'm doing all the season.
Question? Yeah, just there.
Question maybe for both. What does the Alpine Combine mean to you?
A long day.
100%.
So long.
I mean, don't you think that there are too many races in the world season, and you have still to make Alpine Combine?
Well, if I can win every 4, then I have nothing against that. But I would prefer to have more Super G or more GS than Alpine combined, because it's a little bit weird, and there's not so many girls who are racing that, and it takes really long. I mean, we're racing tomorrow and on Sunday in Courchevel, so it's gonna be a tough time. And I mean, it's 3:30. In 2 hours, we have to be on the podium for a prize giving, and then for a start thing. So babe, how you call that? Babe draw.
Bib draw.
So I'm not gonna have a nap today. It's long.
Last question for Lara.
He was asking you too, so you have to say what does that mean?
You just gotta tell me when it's my turn.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's a really long day, and especially when we have such a big program in the afternoon, evening. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what makes the Super Combine hard. But yeah, I want to go to sleep. I'm old. I need some rest.
But we are not racing in Kitzbühel. That's already something. I mean, imagine we will have the Super Combine in Kitzbühel.
Well, yeah, but they have the combine like at the end.
Yeah, but 2 runs. No, now they change. Who cares?
Last question for Lara, if there is one. There is no. Lara, thank you.
Thanks.
Maybe see you tomorrow. Maybe see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll see you when you pee in the cup. Sweet.
Merci. Merci.
So Lindsay, tough race, tough fight, and a small gap between Lara and you. How does that day spend for you with long day, as you said?
Yeah, I mean it's a long day. It's it's tough when you have 2 different events, especially for me slalom. I haven't trained hardly at all. I trained 2 days, so I was a little bit nervous, I'd say, in the slalom because I didn't really know what to expect. But so the combined, I think, is one of my has always been one of my favorite events because I grew up skiing slalom, and downhill has become my favorite discipline. So I wish I was a little bit more agile and a little bit younger, and I could maybe be a little bit faster in slalom, but I think all things considered, it was a really good day, a long day, but I'm going to try to get rested this afternoon, evening, and be ready for the downhill tomorrow.
Questions? Yeah, on the right.
Well, you can't really get much closer than 0.01
Nope.
seconds. Was that as exciting to take part in as it was to watch?
I think it's a little bit more exciting for me when I have a bigger lead and then I don't have to be stressed out in slalom. But I mean, I couldn't tell how fast I was skiing in slalom. I didn't know, I didn't know the splits. I didn't know if I was close or not. So I was just fighting, all the way to the finish. But I wasn't sure coming into today who was going to be the biggest competitor because I was expecting Schifrin to be here and she's not. But Laura definitely did a really good job in slalom, and I think also had a really great performance in downhill. So she definitely deserved the win today.
Another question? Yeah.
Is it your plan to train more slalom in the next weeks, or?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, I think, before the combines, maybe, the week of the combines, I'll train maybe 1 day or two, maybe 2 days, I don't know. But I feel like I'm skiing well in slalom, shockingly. And if I just get a little bit more training, I'll be fine. But, I feel like it's hard to put a lot of focus on it when there's only 4 races in the season. So that's only 4 slalom runs for me. So I tried to keep a balance with the other events. I'll obviously prepare for the next combined before. But I'm not going to, take away from my other events. GS is now a lot more interesting for me now that I won Ore, and so I have to put a little bit more focus on that, and also still be able to train Super G and downhill. So it's hard to manage all events, but I think if I can ski downhill faster, then my slalom will be good enough to win. I just have to get a bigger lead in the downhill. I think that's the most important thing for me.
Last 2 questions, because Lindsay has to go to the
I mean, I don't have to pee yet, so we can sit here and talk for a little while.
Anyway,
I can't leave until I pee anyway.
If you want it, we can stay 1 hour if you want.
No, I don't really want to, but
if you want a beer or
it's probably
something
bad
like
for
that.
me if I keep talking.
We've got beers if you want one. So, question?
So do you feel that you perhaps could have done a bit better in the downhill then? Is that?
Yeah.
You weren't totally happy with that?
No, I mean, I think I think it was a little bit dark when I went. An early number, I was actually really excited. It was a really good starting number. The course was clean and fresh, but it was definitely pretty dark when I went, and I think I just was a little bit passive in some sections. And I also got a little bit late before the tunnel jump. And I think it cost me a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, tomorrow I definitely feel like I have another gear that I can push myself to. And, that's one of the reasons why I love ski racing, is because it's, you against the mountain. And I feel like I haven't reached the limit yet, and I can push it even harder tomorrow.
Questions there, Astolfo? Okay, it was the same. Yeah.
Lindsay, after the first intermediate in your slalom run, one got somehow the impression that it was fun to you. Was that
Fun?
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Somehow it
I
seemed
love
like
slalom.
you really
I
had
mean,
the feeling then.
I enjoy slalom. Doesn't mean I'm good at slalom. I obviously grew up skiing slalom in Minnesota, and it's something that I of course, I love skiing. I love skiing all events. Slalom's no different. it's hard to manage all the events when, especially after my last 2 knee surgeries, it's harder to be able to train the kind of volume that the younger, healthier athletes are training. So slalom is just, it's kind of the weakest link, so I let it go. But I do really enjoy skiing slalom. I mean, it's a lot more fun when you start number 1 in slalom than 30, but it is fun.
Yeah, one more question there. It's almost a one-to-one interview.
Is it an idea that you perhaps somewhere at the end of your career you can perhaps dedicate like a season to slalom when you've won everything you want to win?
No, I'm not like Bodhi. I'm not like, no. I mean, I think I just realized the position that I'm in, and would there be a chance that I would be competitive in slalom again? Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility, but I don't think that's the best gamble to take. I think for me, I'm focused on the wins and trying to win as many titles and World Cups and World Championships and Olympics as possible, and that means focusing on the events that I know I have the best chance at, and slalom is just it's not really in the cards. I would start 31, and it would take me a full season to probably build myself back into the top 30 and the top, if I'm fast, the top 15, and it's just, I don't have the energy or the time or the cartilage to be able to make that a reality at this point. So I'm just being realistic, even though it's an event that I love and I would love to be fast at again. It's just not, it's not the smartest plan to continue, trying to compete in the individual slalom races.
Some more questions?
I feel like I've given you my life story already. Cool.
Yeah. Once,
I'm
twice?
gonna go wait to pee the
Okay.
cup. Thanks. Smell like champagne.
Sex and drugs and rock and roll. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. Sex and drugs and rock and roll.